Hey there guys, and welcome back to Passion for Petrol and to a new video. What I have realized is that a few of you guys are probably watching my videos, A, because you want to buy a Polo GTI, or B, because you already have one and you want to spruce it up a little bit. So what I thought I'd do in today's video is run through 5 essential mods that you should get for your GTI. So first mod on the list is actually in the engine bay itself, and that is the turbo elbow. What I have here is the standard one, and I'm just going to sort of demonstrate to you why it's important to swap it out. So, as you can see, this is the inlet for the intake hose itself, and this is the part that connects to the turbo. Now, the issue with this, guess what it is? It's a proper bottleneck. So obviously it tapers off here to a smaller diameter, but what you want is more airflow and a wider diameter. So all the aftermarket ones are quite a lot wider here. I'm not going to take the one off my car and show you because it's a bit of a faff. I say it's a bit of a faff. It's actually quite easy to install, but I just don't want to take it out, to be fair. But yeah, I would recommend the Racing Line one. They make really, really good quality items. And for around 100... Sorry about that, guys. It's quite windy today. But yeah, as I was saying, for around £130, you can get yourself a really good quality item, which you will notice a difference in power with. I remember when I first got it, I had no map on the car, but when I installed it, I definitely noticed a difference in power and throttle response. So it's well worth it. And it's just one bolt and a twist off. It's pretty easy to do. So now on to the second mod, guys, which is more of a handling mod, but I think it's very much essential on these cars. These cars suffer with wheel hop really badly, just the same as the Fiesta ST and any high power front wheel hot hatch. Basically what happens, the engine mounts themselves, I have the standard one here to demonstrate, have these voids in them. And what that is essentially to soak up vibration. They come from the factory with a certain level of comfort, but the issue with that is it's not really the best of putting the power down. So you can fill these voids in, therefore stiffening up the engine mount and making the engine move less when you accelerate, which basically gets rid of wheel hop. So the cheapest option for this is the Powerflex inserts. I have run these before on the car, but I kept breaking them. I think that's because I went for too soft of a bush and I was driving too hard. But you can get the Black Series bush, which is the one that I'd recommend, and I still don't think it'd be that harsh for around £35. But yeah, you just pop this off the bottom, insert it in, reinsert the engine mount into the car, tighten it up, and you are ready to go. This next mod covers looks and handling, and that has to be lowering springs. Now, obviously, I am running coilovers on this car, but I was originally on Racing Line springs. These cars sit super high as standard and feel a little bit floaty in the corners, so lowering springs are a great way to sort that out. If you are going to run the standard suspension on these cars, I wouldn't recommend going any further than a 25mm drop, just because you will be hitting those bump stops quite quickly. Makes the ride a bit horrible, to be honest with you. So yeah, the iBack Pro Kit is perfect for that. And if you want to save yourself some money, go to Auto Dock to get your springs, because you will save probably around £100 on the springs themselves, and that money can go towards getting someone to fit them or the tools to fit them yourself. But yeah, definitely a must-have mod for these cars. Almost forgot to actually cover the cost itself. They're about £250 normally, but you can get them for about 150, 170 off Auto Dock. So we're now on to the fourth mod on the list, and in my opinion, it is the paddle shifter upgrades for these cars. As standard, these are little plastic things that aren't really that cool to use, but you change them to metal, they're nicer to click, and they are just easy to touch as well. Pretty cheap, £15 off Amazon. I paid for these. You can get them in black, silver, whatever colour you want, or you can get them off AliExpress. If you don't and you want to get some actual genuine parts, you can go to Racing Line, but they're about £170 for the unit. So I'd recommend just sticking with the £15 ones. Last but not least, guys, let's talk about exhausts. If you have a Polo GTI that was made after 2019, you have a GPF filter fitted, which is the bane of petrol head existence. They are horrible things. It's just like an extra cat in there, and it definitely mutes the car. These things sound like a hairdryer when they come out the factory. So in my experience, what you want to do is remove at least the resonator, or actually preferably the back box, because removing the back box of these will definitely make it sound a lot more fruity, and for a fraction of the cost of a full custom exhaust system like I have here. Sorry, not custom, Cobra Sport, it's a branded one. But to be honest with you, I don't think there's any real benefit with going with a branded system. I know there's more R&D involved, but a good custom shop will make you up a great exhaust for a fraction of the price. A back box elite, I think for about £150 to £200, depending on where you go and what tips you get, you can get a back box elite on one of these cars. And to be honest, no one will know it's not a full exhaust system. It'll look good, it'll sound good, and it'll make you enjoy the car a lot more. So that does wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more content on this Polo GTI and more cars coming up very soon. Anyways, my name's Ed, this is Passion for Petrol, and I'll catch you next time.